All right, we're in episode 5, imagination, and I'm going to give you a specific exercise to play with in which you can actively work on a situation, right? So you can hold in your mind. I have like a, I don't know how to describe it, I have like a counter space where I work in my imagination, yeah? I have a counter space. And then it's kind of like 3D because like I can look at a situation and then I can like bring it up in front of me. I don't know about you, but I have a very vivid imagination. All right, so here's your exercise. Let's say you're involved in a really negative situation. It's a toxic relationship or a boss that really gives you a hard time, or a micromanaging colleague, or what else? Like a miserable kid. You know, you love your kid and they're miserable. All right, these are examples. So here's the way to use your imagination. This is like a meditation kind of thing, but not meditation like Om. It's meditation like, all right, we're meditating on a situation. So how do we do that? You don't want to sort of like think, oh, it's always negative, you know, right? You don't want to be stuck in your mindset thinking it's always going to be negative. So here's what you do. In your working space, like in my mind, I have a working space. I don't know about you. If you don't have one, get one. It's awesome. So what I want you to do is imagine yourself and the other person, whoever the other person is. Let's say it's your boss. I'm going to think of a boss I had. I had a boss who disregarded everything I said, of course, because I was the employee, right? But there were really important rules and procedures that, you know, he ended up breaking the law, and so it really was not a good situation. And I was trying to reach him. So look, I'm going to use that as an example. So at the time, I didn't have this tool. So in your working space, you put yourself and your boss. And then between you and your boss, you tune in to like all your thoughts and feelings about this person. Now, this was a long time ago, so it's easy for me to name this and not harm anyone. But at the time, I thought he was an egotist. I thought he was foolish. I thought he was complacent. I thought he was crooked. I thought he was charming and smart. So there were, you know, positive attributes and negative attributes. The situation was not good. And he kept trying to get me to do things that weren't by the book. And all right, so I had a lot of resentment. So between us was resentment, suspicion. He probably didn't care what I thought. He just wanted me to get it done. Anyway, so as I tune into those qualities, like you want to be really honest with yourself about those, whatever those qualities are. Let's say you're jealous of them, or let's say you're mad at them. Like I was pretty mad because I was starting employee, so I made like $27,000 a year, and he made like $227,000 a year. So I'm focusing on this, and I'm tuning into this character. So you tune into your character. You feel maybe it's a miserable child. Maybe you feel tender toward them. Maybe you feel frustrated with them. Maybe you feel whatever. So try and be as accurate, like what is the weather between us in our relational space, right? All right, great. So once you've got that in your working laboratory, whatever you want to call it, I want you to imagine a great big ball of golden light coming down and surrounding the two of you. And you just breathe it in, and you imagine that this golden light is like just so bright and active, and it kind of like purifies the air of all the aversive qualities, so that really there's just neutral space between the two of you, right? And so in your mind's eye, this is your imagination exercise, in your mind's eye, you don't have any expectations about the outcome. You don't have any expectations about how the situation will resolve itself. But what you're doing is invoking this golden light to purify your attitudes, purify their attitudes and purify the space between you. And, one never knows what will happen next. But invoking the golden ball of light is a medicine for your heart and mind and theirs. And it can really lighten the situation between you two. So you place the situation in the light, right? You activate the golden ball of light. I sometimes invoke higher energies, like I invoke God or angels. You can use whatever higher beings you think will influence it, but this gold has a particular quality of it, to it. So golden white light, and then once the work is done, you allow that person to return to their world, you return to yours, and then you send the whole experience up to the light, up to heaven. Give it back to the ethers, yeah? And then close the door, like your work is done. It's like closing your office when you leave. Your work is over, and you always want to create that closure. So can you imagine your way into and through a relational dilemma? That's your exercise. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next episode.